Well, with both federal and state moratoriums on evictions now lifted, despite the pandemic, a lot of people are being kicked out of their homes, and the heat wave is only making the situation worse.
NBC4 consumer investigator Randy Mack joins us live now with what is happening and what help is out there at this point for tenants. Randy.
Colleen, this has been something that's been long predicted, that people who were behind on their rent would ultimately wind up facing some evictions, even though we're still in the middle of this ongoing COVID-19 crisis.
The LA County Sheriff's Office has resumed eviction proceedings for people who had pending judgments against them prior to the pandemic in February and March.
It's just heartless. It's outrageous. It is also horrible, horrible public health policy.
Attorney ELENA POPP with the Eviction Defense Network says you can't shelter at home if you've lost your home, that evictions will only prolong the pandemic.
These people will spread the disease. They'll get out onto the street, they'll get readily infected, they'll infect others, they'll move in with other people, double and triple up.
The federal moratorium against evictions ended in late July, and state courts that handle evictions recently reopened.
My situation ain't too good right now. I only work like sometimes 1 day a week or 2 days. I love lucky.
Tenant Manuel Ponce of Long Beach is hoping to avoid being kicked out of his apartment. He's applying for help from LA County's rent relief program.
It will help me tremendously, a great deal.
LA County set aside $100 million from the Federal CARES Act to help renters. Half will be allocated for tenants with the lowest incomes. The rest gets doled out through a lottery system of applicants, regardless of immigration status. People living in government-subsidized housing are not eligible. To apply, you can call 211 and do it by phone or online. The city of LA had a similar $100 million rent relief program. The money is already gone, but the city moratorium on evictions is still in place. Pop says, like unemployment, housing is the next crisis of this pandemic. She thinks Governor Newsom should sign an order prohibiting evictions until at least November, then reassess the healthcare crisis.
We cannot have evictions happening in the middle of this pandemic. This is not a housing issue. It is a health issue.
Look, there are a lot of people who've been listening at all levels, both state and local, who are trying to avoid some of this crisis. But Pop says that action needs to be taken now, as in immediately. She says that if every day that we wait to address it, that's another family that winds up being kicked out of their home and is now searching for housing. And again, she says that is only going to prolong this COVID-19 crisis. Reporting live in Chino Hills, I'm Randy Mack for NBC4 News.
Randy, thank you for